we have a living legend in my eyes. One of the guys I used to look up to back in the day, and still do. He's a couple years older than me. I got introduced to him through my brother, actually, Abram Teeter. And that was part of our even introduction today. He was like, we kind of remember you a little bit, but I remember more your brother Abe and Hannah. But he's the type of guy that will still give you the time of day to meet up and do an interview via Zoom. So he's won one of my favorite contests in snowboarding, which was the Ultra Natural. He has many Riders of the Years. He was just telling me through Trans World. Just recently snowboarder in 2017, real snow medals, video parts. I don't know how many. Hopefully we'll find out soon how many video parts he's put out. But the Pirates Crew, Absinthe, the Volcom series. I mean, I could go on for days, and I could research him for days, and I'm going to continue to because he's an inspiration. So we're welcoming in Gigi Ruff. Welcome, my man.
Hello. How are you doing?
Doing good. Stoked to have some time.
Yeah. No, my pleasure. If I can be of any advice or help through our times where we are all a bit, toned down away from snowboarding for a while, maybe I can deliver some insights that will be fun.
Totally. No, it's been super fun catching up with you a little bit. We're talking about the last time we kind of got together. I think it was out here at High Cascade. You had a signature session with Nicholas Mueller and Todd Richards, I think. That was what day was that back out here?
Oh man, I've been to Mount Hood. Maybe my last time, 2016 or so, but all the year previous, I've been, at High Cascade mostly.
Sick, so good. What do you were showing me your board that you had LinkedIn. I thought
that's a coincidence. I did not know this was about like High Cascade or Mount Hood, but I do like this board that we made. It's a special one. And we had a Slash demo. I have my own snowboard company since 2012. And that's the fun stuff we get to do. So that was a good one.
Yeah, I like it.
Actually, I find people wanting this board as like people really into collecting and stuff. They see little things here and there and paying attention to details. Such things can be good fun.
The details. That's everyday life, right? Paying attention to the details. So good.
Yeah.
So good. So part of Slash, I think the motto you had with it was the beauty of riding in simplicity, the pure, authentic. Our boards are built with fact, but the color of personality is utilized through them. I thought that was a beautiful kind of motto for Slash. I guess where's that inspiration come from, Gigi?
Well, first of all, when I saw there was no snowboard brand that's called Slash, I thought that I needed to get on that and made Slash snowboards, and out of the name Slash or the trick itself, it's an expression. I think it's the simplest trick, and everybody does it his own way or gets to do it his own way. Then that's where the tagline, we were making a company, a brand. You're looking for taglines and things to explain and even come up with the logo. It's a lot of details and a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
And so the logo came up with at the end is Slash by Gigi and colored by personality. So that was the tagline.
Such a good tag.
Yeah.
That's sick. So is that one of your favorite tricks in snowboarding? A Slash?
It's not my favorite trick. I'm very into freestyle, but essentially it's uh, very, yeah, yeah, it's the expression. So um, yeah, through the years and the success within snowboarding, obviously you try to, or I try to explain myself often. How am I so lucky? And you get drawn into like more of the philosophical part of it as well. And don't want to get into it too much, but yeah, slash is obviously, even in surfing and skateboarding, it's yeah, the expression. And yeah, it offers so much. Yeah, and how should I say? One philosophical take I give you is the one the best way of self-expression that's available today is staying an amateur, and that's why I don't see myself as a very successful snowboarder, because I'm always striving to more, and eventually getting older. A slash will always kind of like be the one thing that I can do.
Yeah.
So it has to be. I still need to get better. You always have to keep improving. That,
I love that coming at, with that perspective. That's huge.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're always going to keep pushing yourself. You know, that's brilliant. And so I had it in there for you for your favorite trick. So if it's a slash, how would you describe that to somebody who maybe has never done like a Gigi slash? You know, where I think everybody has a little bit of their own personality and style. But like, how would you describe, you know, kind of going into a Gigi slash?
Well, there's definitely no signature to it. There, it's each his own, and the one thing that allows a slash is obviously the free riding segment in snowboarding, and as I can only pick up some pieces throughout my career that influenced me a lot. It's something, for example, that Craig Kelly said, free riding will always be there, and it will be always that pure, authentic, yeah, way of expressing snowboarding, as well as it's, you know, the curves and the slash in surfing and or skateboarding. So I cannot explain you what a Gigi slash is, but I'm mad happy if I can, or just drop in and be about to, yeah, and then pick my way down, and that's basically when it happens. I don't put too much pressure into one slash. It's more of a, yeah, the flow and connecting everything together. And as you said, nowadays a lot happens through, you know, photos and videos, and it's somewhere where I've made a career out of. That's basically very seeking the nicest moments, and yeah, still love snowboarding for that part. I don't know how much it will allow me to be on a professional side, but definitely, yeah. Everybody probably knows what a slash is, so everybody can do one.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm just looking at ways to, you know, to break it. I think everybody has a unique way of breaking tricks down, you know, and I think just with your description of the artistic.
My favorite trick, maybe I explain you my favorite trick. It could be one safety trick. I always think of my favorite trick to be an easy one, so I can get overcome some fear, especially when hitting a new jump or obstacle. It's switchbacks at 180. I feel very comfortable with. Sometimes I don't like to drop in switch. Maybe if it's a bit of an iffy in run or just feeling funny, then it will become the backs at 180. So it's really that blind rotation part, and yeah, so it's backs at 180s. It's my favorite trick.
That's and what part of the trick is your favorite?
Basically, I don't see so much the landing. I get to enjoy the flight more so. Yeah. And yeah, and then just getting ready for the landing is in the last bit of the trick. And other than that, the focus is more on just airing out,
right,
the right speed, putting it into the landing.
Well, yeah, okay. No, I think one of my favorites is probably front three. Super fun, kind of
front
like
three
that line landing out of the 180. 180 is kind of how I describe to my kids, So it's like being able to do a 180, and a switchback 180 is all 360 is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
could be. Yeah, that's actually we're going quite up the progression curve. Breaking down tricks in halves have learned me to do double corks or more rotations, because I've never really could understand at the beginning how this all will end up. You just kind of like spin to win and huck to do a double or some trick, but I always broke it up in halves. So frontside double 10 would always become like that frontside 5 that I can do very easy, but I always was like, how does the rotation continue from there? And it's my other easy trick that I can do is switch backside rodeos, but it all comes then overhead.
right.
So that would be the front 10 double. So I broke it down, front 5 over the head, going into more the switch backside rodeo.
Okay. Yep. That's beautiful. You break it all the way down to the simplest forms too, Love that.
Yeah.
Love
yeah.
That. How is kind of, I guess, what does style mean to you?
Style is if you land, surprise everybody. Everybody stoked. Style, it for me, style is also making easy things look kind of like difficult or obvious. So style, I think, comes down to the choice of trick you're gonna do. So already all that thought process prior that initially will will be the action is for me already the style. But obviously everybody sees the trick, but over some time this moment of where people are like, actually, why would he do that trick or that choice? I think that's where you make the conscious decision about style. It does not matter so much how you do it, because that's all again with the slash and it's kind of inherited of your body posture or stance angles and whatnot, and what drives you. But the choice of what trick you're going to do, I think, is ultimately the most difficult part. And obviously you should, if you ask me, choose for the stylish one than the spin to win or however.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, I just watching your segments again, I could watch them all day for weeks, just because it's so creative and like you're doing, it's like you can see it as a 360, but it's like that late revert or that pullback. that extra little bit that you can put into it to kind of, I don't know if it's like make it your own or just make it feel good for yourself. I always thought it was just super unique how for me, watching you, I can notice you coming down the mountain. You really defined that and worked on it. In a sense, were you trying for that? Were you trying for it, or is that just something that just felt good? It felt right.
Definitely has to feel good and feel right, and obviously there's a lot of factors that also like you want to land it and you don't want to crash, so you have to be also smart about it. And obviously my trick repertoire has always had to be solid, but basically I would say it's a lot of times it's kind of survival. So what feels good, because I'm talking out of like the more the natural environment, not like a park.
Yep.
I mean, you need to guide me here a little bit, because I can go all the way to the top of the mountain, or we can go to the park or wherever, and that's where the trick repertoire comes in. And obviously, if you're on top of the mountain and riding down a full line, then you pick easier tricks because the terrain is so challenging. So it's basically a whole mountain to climb on a ladder, and that's kind of how I saw it when filming progressed. For me, I always tried to become a better snowboarder through the experience, the chance for the experience I was in. For example, starting to ride with other pros allowed me to see what it takes, and then I built up that base, and it went on to move from there. So there were like little pieces other than that. For example, to have like be able to make group decisions, or even decide what trick you're gonna do. What helped me to get along with everybody, and also have a camaraderie, is you try to not do the same trick as somebody else, and keep it very skateboarding. As well as back when I started filming, I would even ask what tricks have been done on this jump. So I would look for that trick that has not been done to do something new. And that's where inevitably progression took place. Not intentionally, but it was something I just never jumped over that line, that I would just be oblivious to that. Like, to me, it was, I wanted to know everything about that spot and who I was with. Let's say, for example, I started filming my first video part then 20 years ago as of today, and that was in Tahoe. And in Tahoe, I've seen or heard the spots we visited, that things have went down there. So I wanted to know everything about it. And so I got a lot of insight of the culture real part, and also it wasn't much of the respect to that, but I wanted to do something else. So it erased already so many tricks that have been done already on this part. So I was picking the one that has not been done. That's what kept me going, to learn new tricks and to challenge myself.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And I mean, you can apply that even to life. You see everybody going over here, and it's like, oh, why don't I try and go do this? Or everybody's flocking to the internet for this time in our history, and it's like, well, maybe we go outside and can stretch out in the garden or yard or whatever, looking for those connections through the uniqueness that is our differences. you know, like that's what I love about snowboarding, because it's, you have a direct line to that, that expression, that self-expression.
Yeah, and like I said, everybody has his own slash, but yeah, there's, you don't even have to try hard to be unique. You are already unique in all sorts of way. For me, the progression part, also for myself, it was very entertaining in that part of group communication even, and that's you know, was one thing for me also to, you know, communicate and challenge the session.
I love that.
We can go to a park, you know, and you would not know what trick has been done on that, but throughout the session where you're like riding with someone, it can become an intricate thing. For example, nowadays, you know, I'm talking with Tao and my first video part, I'm talking 20 years back, but nowadays you see like kids, there's a snowboarder and a skier as riding together. You see it a lot of times, and I try to think of, yeah, it's somehow hard today when you're like, for example, a snowboarder and a snowboarder, you feel that competition between each other much more than when you're a snowboarder and a skier. For example, you as a snowboarder, I would cheer for the skier because I know he has accomplished what he wanted to accomplish that day, or that, I don't know, that season, and vice versa. Whereas in snowboarding, it tends, or even in skiing, if it's singularity in the sport, it becomes more of a competitive thought, and to me, it was more of a mirror, or to keep the challenge away from the moment, but, you know, in the line of a progression, you know, be overly excited and about the session and things like that. But yeah, it's not often that I've done anything intentionally. It all came all together at that time,
right,
place.
Natural, there's no forcing, just letting it happen.
Yeah.
Do you kind of correlate that to some you have some mentors that have kind of guided you in this process, or would have been some of that, I mean, now family, is that guiding you in some of the decisions you're making out there?
For less snowboarding. Give me away. I had mentors, yeah, for sure. Definitely, you know, all the legends, or however, snowboard pros I've seen in the videos that have shown what it takes and what this lifestyle could be as in snowboarding. But in general, no, it's been all facets. It's been skateboarding. It's been yeah, just even art, or it's something creative. It's never been like I don't know, a good book or something. Yeah, I try to feel good about like the moment and the mission I'm on, and try to make the most of it. Yeah.
Okay, you have any good books that you on that tip? Any good art books, or any that you're reading now? I can see the backyard. I'm like, yeah, what do you got back there?
Actually, snowboarding books. Oh man, what Beautiful Losers. Good art book. Well, Daniel Cran, you know, that comes in right now. I have Nicholas' book here, The Honey Rider.
Okay.
There's many. Oh man. History of snowboarding. Some. No, I'm not. I'm really just only thinking snowboarding most of my time, or my life. Right. It's about snowboarding, yeah.
Beautiful. And then that's like just feeding the stoke, you know. I mean, that's it.
Not much, but on the way through, yeah, we've taken the ferry from there to the southeast in Haines. That's where we've been riding most. Called the kiddie pool.
The
But
kiddie pool, is that a zone in Haines?
no, but I've heard that in comparison that the mountains are much bigger in Valdez.
Oh,
I was still challenged enough, or am challenged enough, but yeah, and the mountains around Juneau, to fly a helicopter there is amazing too. It's where when you see those lines in the older videos that have been going down there, cool. That's some techie stuff to ride.
yeah, they don't get out in the bird that often in Juneau, but when the conditions are good, man, it's a whole different playground than what's up in Haines.
Yeah, it's got Eagle Crest. I like to compare it to Mount Baker a lot.
Yeah. Do you get out on the sled much? Do you do much snowmobiling?
No, I haven't. But I spent the month of February in Canada for our new movie, Driven. So I was out there with John Jackson and Victor Davier, and we spent a month there sledding. It was kind of thrown back into the ring of fire.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I hat off to anybody who's filming their video part on snowmobile. That's a lot of work. It takes basically 2/3 of your energy and day just to sled. The last third is just snowboarding. So it's heavy. It's a total different part.
Especially digging out. That's where going out with some people that are better than you. I remember my first year out there was just some local friends, but the learning curve can be quick if you go out with people who know what they're doing, and save you that learning curve of having to root your tail down and then have to dig that out for an hour, as opposed to just letting off the gas. Those little tricks go a long way.
I strictly kept it to get from A to B, and the rest for me was hiking. I did not even bother about getting up there and then getting the snowmobile later on. I just didn't want to deal with any of that at all. So stationed, hiked from there. But so John he had one of those new turbo sleds, and he just parked it against the rock when there was no more way up, and hiked from there. He was, yeah. The other thing was he would always be into exploring, so he would not get off the snowmobile eventually. So he would keep roping around, and we would do snowboarding. So ultimately, the film was like our approach better. But John got us to places where only he could go. But so full on rookie. But yeah, those things are kind of a dangerous part.
It's a whole different dynamic, yeah. So when you're riding your sled out and then you're hiking up, are you using verts? Are you using your split? What's your preferred mode of hiking up something?
When we were out filming, like we were, and in Canada, where it's a lot of steeps and sneaky paths, I like using verts to go straight up. Yeah, and yeah, nowadays with drones and so on, could definitely split more, which is more the mode of transportation here in the resorts, where a lot of people are riding out of bounds, and it takes longer yeah, split boarding, access to get to untracked terrain. Yeah, that's that. Because we cannot sled here in Europe or anywhere else. Nothing, Japan or anywhere. But it's mostly birds. They fit in my backpack and it's good.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're very nice. They're actually the best thing to do pat downs or anything of like some drops. I just walk around with my birds, or I use them all the time. I don't even use a shovel anymore. I just use my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, packing in runs. Yeah, building even transition. I sit down and build my transitions with my birds. Yeah, it's all footwork.
They're super useful. We just we introduced the kids on my backcountry team to those this year, and it's weird now because you can't buy them with the boot strap bindings. You have to use your split board bindings.
Really?
Yeah, because they partnered with Sparks, and now because it used to be just that guy in Utah, right? Like that was his company, and yeah, so I guess he sold off to Sparks, and now they come from the store with just split board binding pucks. Which
really?
it's kind of, I don't know.
I did not know.
That creates its own problems. But.
Made that he made for us. Got a big box of it for a movie project, and first we got introduced into the bare paws of birds. It's definitely never went back. I even named them Jesus sandals because they make you walk on water.
That's true.
Yeah, they're that good. Perfect.
When was the last time you were in Japan?
Last time in Japan was a year ago. Yeah, I was there also filming for a new project that we don't know yet when it's gonna be released because of what's going on with the pandemic. But we had still one location to take off that we did not get to do, so everything's on hold. But we started the project in Japan last year, January, and I rode the Free at World tour. Stopped there, had other things. We did each locations. We stayed there for 4 weeks minimum. So I've been to Japan 5 weeks total, and filmed every day.
Such a Brad culture over there.
Yeah, first time I've been there was actually with Nicholas for the movie Saturation, and it seemed like snowboarding really, like the tourism part took off a lot there since then, which was maybe 2002, and would not want to trade any experiences that I got from traveling, especially to Japan. The culture is awesome. Very, what do I say? They respect the elders a lot more than any of our cultures. Like someone is older than you, he's definitely gets the bow, the first word. So yeah, there's a lot of respect towards the elder.
Yeah, that culture is beautiful. Were you mostly around Hakuba? Did you ever go up north in Hokkaido?
I've been more to Hokkaido by now. Yeah, I've definitely been mostly up there for filming. The competitions take place in Hakuba.
Right.
Yeah, and I spent a very interesting time with Kazu and Tadashi filming for Kamikazu, which was Kazu's project, and he invited me to some hiking some big mountain lines in the prefecture next to Hakuba in Gifu, and that was some different mountains than in Hokkaido. Yeah, it was. I did not know there was such freeriding terrain, such big mountains in Japan actually. But I should have known. See, watching Travis and those guys, I guess that's where they have been too. But we have always like I don't know. I'm quite happy right off the bat. I don't need to have the highest goals, but I got into like the tree riding and yeah, more of the creative part. Not having much, but making the most out of what you have. So I've always enjoyed the tree riding in Japan because there's like falling over trees and chibbing and all that that's what Japan snowboarding meant to me, was like freestyling, popping mushrooms and all that stuff. I always liked. And in January, beginning of the season, it's just an awesome way. If I could redo any season and build up my riding throughout the season, to go to Japan, just hike in the trees with the birds in, I don't know, hip deep snow, and do, you know, really tight in runs and freestyle and chib around. You get such a good board feel from that, and your legs strong. Then February, go to Europe, ride the resorts, and build bigger kickers, and all the way build yourself up to the Northwest. Find the Northwest Passage, go through Washington, Canada, and then AK, and you made it to the most epic season, and gradually you can build up your riding so well through facets. There's little things I mentioned before, details that you need to know on the way. Is you need to learn how to ride a sled, or the group dynamic part to get along with everybody, and ultimately, you can you can build up your riding to that level. So it's once I found out about the Northwest, it meant big mountain for me. It's like there's no way competition can be much more of a challenge than that free riding part and all what the terrain offers just from there on.
Well, I love the creative that's in the backcountry, whereas, for the contest scene, I kind of got burnt out after 10 years, 12 years, where you're chasing event or half pipe event to half pipe event, or nowadays slopestyle event to slopestyle event, or whereas in the backcountry, I see just that creativity that you're able to just keep newly engaged on that front, and charging around with crews that you're able to pursue it with just so much passion. That was one thing that I've always respected, and yet admirably for all you guys, just that it's not all fun and games. There's a lot of work that goes into putting out those segments and those parts that you guys are doing. It's amazing, how much is behind it.
Everybody, your friends, it's a good crew. If you are in a competition circuit and you have a good friends, and have easy access to kick off a session, or even have the competition be fun, by seeing it as a session. That's the best. But it's nothing else that film happens differently. You're like within a group. Each one, keeps up the mood and is a valuable part to the success. And and the fun, ultimately. So I think there's a lot of cross junctions in a way. You can be creative in a competition as well, but what sucks is there's always somebody above you that tells you what to do, or you're depending on, like, if you really are on the crux of not making the cut, then you get mad at the judges. Well, it's anyway so hard to judge anything, and so that part you totally leave behind. You're like your worst judge probably, when you're filming for your part and what you want to do. So if that's creativity, to do what you want, and you're not under the pressure and that spiral, like I see it in the Freeride World Tour openly. You're luckily, I'm not seeing myself depending so much, because I had a really good career. I had really good sponsors. Going back to your brother, Abe, that was the time I made it onto the Burton Global team, and I've had such good sponsors that took so much good care of me, and so I'm not in that position of having a demand or needing a proving ground, and I see it on the Freeride World Tour where people that are on it, they first already did a great job in getting qualified and being on the roster, so hats off for that. But what happens on the tour, you're like dedicating all months, all season, just to travel and be in that spiral, and at the end it does not really pay off for your own, other than the experience and what you can do as well. If you compare it to filming, you also need your sponsors to allow you, and you have to have budget to travel and whatnot. But at the end, I think the tour ultimately benefits more than the rider from prize money or whatsoever. So I sometimes think it's not really fair.
Right.
That if you like, it's totally passion all along the way for, I think, 90% of all the snowboarders.
And with that, where do you think snowboarding is going, or where would you like to see it go?
To deep powder snow for everyone.
True that.
But yeah, if I could have wishes, it's always like a secure winter, and the climate aspect comes in. But I don't see that as pointing fingers or anything at all. That's just the best case scenario, is having good conditions, and you'll find good friends to share your day with. But what I wish for everybody who wants to make like a career or a living out of it, that you kind of like just, I don't know, it all sounds so bland if I say follow your intuition, or basically your intuition will tell you what you're capable of achieving, then try to achieve that and go from there. Because if you don't get drawn too much into like negative parts, then you come out with accomplishing just what you dreamed up, ultimately, I think. And sometimes you even get lucky.
Right.
You find, like, I don't know, like an idea or something that is really yours, or you just find your perfect day or something like that. So it's hard for me to even grasp how it all happened, but it was definitely a lot to do with being creatively driven, being so into it that there was no other way for people to get it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I love the finding that intuition and kind of trusting that gut. I feel like in the backcountry, that's a lot of it is based on, like even just a little bit of experience I've had back there is, it's, everything is, it's, you can't like set up your turns, you can't do a practice really, going down your run where you're judging the speed. It's all just, every run is so creative and unique, and it's amazing. It's super fun to, it's just, yeah. Snowboarding's amazing.
Mostly when you look at something like that, you get more turns than you expect. So following the intuition, it's more like, sticking with something you wanna be successful in, and doing that, pursue it in the best way possible, which is basically surround yourself with it.
Right. And then Jamie, our teacher had written a question. I don't know if you want to ask that personally, Jamie.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you mentioned that you were growing a garden, and so I was just wondering what you were growing, and I'm assuming that there's some vegetables in there, and maybe you could tell us about your diet a little bit.
I'm not a role model by any means. I'm more of a doer, so I keep myself busy with. I'm a beekeeper in summer, and so that's basically what I have in my garden. I have 4 hives, so giving honey out to everybody else that has a garden in the surrounding. I've had a lot of, or I have a lot of friends that take very good care of diet wise and so on. Not me. I don't eat fast food or junk food. I, live kind of like how I've been growing up still. We eat too many candies, too many sweets. Not candies, more chocolate, I guess. And there's always room for improvement. But I've got apple trees in my garden. We planted just 2, lots of flowers. Then I have a skate park. No, that doesn't count as vegetable. No, I'm not much of a role model. Sorry.
Yeah, you are.
I do like all the dark greens. Man, I learned so much from traveling and from others that paid attention. Like, I'm not vegetarian. I'm not anything of that. But what is it called again? I like kale.
Me too.
Do
you eat it in a salad, or do you like it cooked? Do you prefer it cooked?
Salad, empanadas, cooked, yeah. Anything goes. Yeah, feta, pine, and kale.
That's good. It's important to have a balanced diet. A lot of these kids come into the classroom with like candy and junk food, and so I want them to know that it's important to eat or be conscious about what you're eating.
Yeah, what I really appreciate now in these days, especially being quarantined, and we have really good neighbors, and the daughter is just as old as my son, 8 years, and they got out of school, so we kind of let them be together. But what I want to say is what I really enjoy is we have time where we are eating all together, and we don't just go and eat things here and there throughout the day, or have sodas and whatnot. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner at a certain time, and that's quite strict. Not like just when there's food on the table, but not leave anyone starving, or bring out water, and so drinking a lot is good. But when I'm snowboarding, I cannot eat lunch. I'm like just having breakfast. I pack myself lunch, but mostly I eat it when I'm done with snowboarding. Because I slow down, and yeah, I'm
Not a big snacker. Do you
I'm
eat like
not,
a large
I'm not at
breakfast?
all. What's that?
Is it a large breakfast?
Yeah, I totally stuff myself until I put my gloves on. Then go. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yay.
And then Hazel had a good question. I don't know if Hazel, you want to pop on and ask? She's maybe trying to figure out what I could ask.
Yeah, I was just unmuting it.
Okay, there you go.
Just like in writing, what is something that you have to like remind yourself constantly while you're trying to like progress and keep writing? That just like comes to mind and you try to think of, I guess.
What I have to think about when I'm writing, or constantly have to remind myself, is that probably one thing that helps me, and it's something that a filmer said once, is luck is with the prepared. So definitely going into the mission or the day, I try to already picture everything, even like what I want to accomplish, especially if we go into an area that I've already been to. And ultimately, what I have to remind myself is having patience, and snowboarding has definitely taught me that. And it's very much along like the keep calm, because I get either it's the excitement of getting something to do and not being able to wait and like really wanna go for it, building up that, or if it's frightening me to jump off something where I maybe have crashed and I really have only one more landing to land in, then I try to just visualize again what little thing I maybe have done wrong before, and then I really hold on to that and stay calm. So doing, for example, speed, judging speed is a very difficult part sometimes, and I don't know how it actually works out. It's a mix of feeling, of the intuition of, okay, that's how much speed I need. Hopefully there's no ice on my base, so scratching the base is a good thing. Oh, that's a cat, by the way. Rufus. And so, yeah, speed is a little thing. So I look at the landing where I landed, and if it's that much bigger I need to go, I try to keep that in mind when I'm dropping in next.
That's cool.
I think Rufus is asking for maybe some love, and so I just got one more for you, Gigi, and it's kind of, what do you want your impact to be in this life, or in snowboarding? What do you want to be your legacy, or kind of remembered for?
Nothing really. I've really that snowboarding has become a big part is probably because it was always a big part of me. So I had what I wanted to be is hopefully the people that helped me along the way, and everybody I've met knows that they are dearly a part of what I achieved, and I'm very happy about having met so many awesome people that are drawn to it. Doesn't matter if it's snowboarders or whoever, but mostly they were snowboarders. So maybe I should even think about all the friends from school that I kind of left behind to go on this big journey. So I hope they know that life would have probably been not much too different. But yeah, it's a difficult one. I sometimes think of all the friends I could have once, but it's mostly snowboarding that means the most to me. But all together.
Right.
So it's good times. Good times had. Yeah.
And anything else you want to share that we haven't really touched on?
Anything I want to share? As soon as you get like 36 or something, look for somebody older than you in snowboarding. He must be doing something right. And that would be long mentors like Terje. He still keeps charging and has always had the talent. More of the gymnast. Then there's other examples that are being more creative, but it's something that Jamie was saying. It's probably keep healthy, don't eat too much junk, and that keeps you grounded. I'm more, I don't know, probably the lightness and the mobility, flexibility I have in my body has saved me a lot of times from crashing all too hard. There can be something done there, but I've seen all sorts and types of people riding and charging hard. It's either you have a lot of strength built up or a lot of flexibility. It's like the superheroes, the one that's like a rubber band. The other one is just like a cannonball that can land on the feet.
Right.
And it's one of the twos, and I might be maybe my legacy is more like a bird. But that's my snowboard that allows me to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you flying, Gigi, and thanks so much for jumping on with us today. I mean,
yeah,
I'm super grateful for this. And
hopefully it was not too far out there.
no, I mean,
I've been missing those days, getting out there and not care. And
you can tell the passion of talking about it. It's almost like the imagination is what I see that we have to work with now. And I mean, since you're a young kid and you have kids now, I mean, that's what we are going back to, and that's what snowboarding to me has kind of continues to bring me back to, is just thinking creatively and thinking with my imagination and showing up to the mountain and connecting in with that is, because I believe it all is living. And so if you can connect in with everywhere you go, and even from far, being able to have these video chats and connecting in with you, it's like just brings that collective energy and that collective consciousness to the good that is. So just super grateful for the stories and kind of tapping into a little bit of
like with my kids as well. I just like to watch them and support them in their ideas. Try not to push too much of myself onto them. It's nice to see them take their own path. And I don't try to get them to divert too much, but I'm stoked when they have their moment, to shine. Yeah,
love that.
Well,
be well, stay healthy and safe over there, my friend.
Yeah, and I hope I can join one of the sessions on the snow at some point. know me a little bit now, so
Really? No, anytime. We got me and my wife.
a lot.
Yeah, we got a place for you anytime you want to come over, and definitely give you some good treatment up here.
One thing, if not everybody has checked out yet, something that kills me also in snowboarding and so on, and that maybe, I don't know if it explains anything. I need to think more philosophical about it, but one thing that kills me is expectations. So whenever somebody thinks, you know, you are such an accomplished snowboarder and whatnot, you know, I kind of get angry sometimes. So expectations really, I don't know. I guess it's something I've learned early on. Maybe I was overwhelmed, but yeah, in competitions and so on. Yeah, maybe it triggers something like having to be nervous about something, and I want to feel good about things. So expectations are my worst enemy for sure.
Okay.
So just wanted to slide that in because it sometimes really gets me so hard that yeah. But no, and thank you for this chance here, and hopefully we're gonna get to ride snowboard, well, yeah, or skateboard.
Right.
Do
Yeah.
something.
Totally. Yeah. And yeah, you have the opportunity even, you know, to be skating in the street, or, you know, just getting creative with that aspect as well right now. So
Yeah.
or
So
mountain board, I don't know kind of what your backyard looks like, if you have any concrete, or you had said you had a skate park. They're a little.
oh yeah, I should have shown
little-
before the sun went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, full on playground. I've always embraced the snowboarding, skateboarding, all this lifestyle and what it has given me. So I'm tending to live it all the way through until the end. like I told you, I want to do slashes when I'm 60 years old.
It's awesome.
That's the choice I've made.
That's a beautiful explanation with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with the surf. For me, love
I
surf.
still keep it a hobby, but
Yeah.
if it demands work, I'll do the work. But I know there will be times I can live in the moment without much thinking.
Yeah,
Meditate.
it's nice. It's just nice. It's so nice to, I don't know, just get to know you a bit and just seeing. It's awesome. It's just fun. I just love the different personalities that we all have. It's just so creative and fun, and even just processes. I love it. So I thank you so much for kind of giving us a little insight into your world over there right now. So really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's quite the same as everywhere. That's the only part about this pandemic situation right now that calms me, that it's everywhere the same and we have to stick together on that part. But everything's quite cool. Lucky we have that garden. Lucky our kids can play, and I am looking over their shoulders, so they're doing their homework and trying to be that teacher that I always wanted to have.
Mm-hmm.
Or the opposite of what I did not want. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So tough reflections.
Yep. So good.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks again, Gigi, and love to you and the fam. You guys keep on that. Stay healthy. Lots of connection, lots of goodness, and stay in touch, brother.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you all. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, everyone. Have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day.